test bench. We're going to talk about dovetail vixen bars today, and what we're going to look at is the full range. So we have 60, 80, 120, 160, 210, and the newest in the series, the 330, if you need the extra length. So the case on range is lovely. What it is, it's lovely machined aluminium. Works really well. And also, do you note that we have this one here? So if you have a camera tripod, the 60mm is the one that you're probably going to want, because it's got that notch in there that allows a lot of the photographic tripods to go in there. So if you see it, that's not a defect, it's actually a feature, and they work really well. Now, what we do when we supply these, we tell you that you're going to need to get the screws that you need of the length that you need to attach what you need. That's because only you know your exact circumstances. But because we care, we actually provide you with some starter screws that will get most people out of trouble. And what we do, because there are 3 that we've got here, we actually provide you with both 3 metric and 3 imperial screws to get you started. And what you can do, if you do need them to be shorter, you can probably grind them down. Remember, they do get incredibly hot, so just be careful if you do end up grinding them. And remember to put a a thing at the end there, so you can unpeel it at the end, and it will create groove again if you've damaged it during the grind, so that you're going to be able to reuse the screw properly. So these ones here is have a look. So when you go into the back here, you'll notice, boy, that doesn't seem to go in too well. Why is that? It's because you should be using these ones. So don't force anything, right, and it'll be just fine. So there we go. That will go in both ends, depending on what you're trying to attach and how you're trying to work it. And these ones here, what you can do, you'll find that you actually can just drill through that. Remember, this is only machined aluminium. So you can simply clamp it down, use your drill and just go straight through if you need it, and that will then fasten the bar firmly to here. So you can do with one of these, all of these plates really, you can do whatever you need to do with them. It's okay to tap them, to re-drill them, to do whatever you need to do. So just maybe go to some user forums, Cloudy Nights, let me see what's it called, Stargazers Lounge, Ice and Space, those sort of places. And perhaps you can get some advice for your particular setup and what's needed. So we've had a look at the 60mm version. Let's have a look at the 80mm, and you're not going to be very shocked or surprised by this. There we go. There we have the same thing again. We have got 3 holes. The center one is always imperial, because a lot of devices seem to want that. And notice that this version does not have the little clamp that this one here did, which is for your photographic tripods. So that's the main difference between your 60 and your 80, apart from the extra length. Moving on now, we can have a look at the 120mm version. All right, and we can see how that's been configured for you. A reminder that if this is not where you want it, it's not a big deal. You just go tap what you want, or drill if you need it just to grip on. You don't need it to actually screw in. So just have a think about what you need and how you configure it. Okay, so we had 60, 80, 120, now we're up to the 160. Let's have a look at that one then, how that's pre-drilled for you. Here we are, so we've gone up to 4 now. We might just take a look at this for a minute. I'll go Imperial. So as usual, whoops. Here we go. So once you get to these sort of sizes, what we do for you, we actually do both for you. So that was an Imperial. This one here's a metric. There we go. So it's fairly universal. You can sort of choose which of those you need, and of course they'll come up the back and fasten onto whatever you need over there, or you can tap or drill what you need. Lovely. All right, let's move over to the 210. All right, and it's configured in the same sort of way as this one here, except that it has just got your longer length. And you'll have the same situation again with your metric and your imperial universal connectors. And finally we have your 330mm. So this one here is quite interesting. It's got some bonuses. So let's have a look at what they are. First of all, we're going to start with an Imperial Screw. Have a look which ones are pre-done. As usual, that's your center one. So the middle one here is Imperial. Let's grab this one here. And, ooh, okay, so we actually have 2 Imperials. Interesting. So we'll just put in a second Imperial into here. So there we are. All right. And then we have the taps at the back. And these are actually free drills, so I'll give you a bit of a look at those. You can decide where you need those. And what's nice is that you can go like that. And that will just screw right in for what you need here. And you can cut some additional holes. That goes all the way in quite nicely. On the other side, this one here is tapped a little bit differently, just depending on what you need. And these ones here, you just drill for your widths, depending on what you need there. So I hope that helps make things a little bit clearer on the vixen range, so you are going to be able to pick the right one for you. Thanks very much for joining us today on the Astro Dog workbench, and we'll see you next time.